Glasgow, 1959.
The Clyde shipyards clang like a heartbeat, and the tenements of Govan echo with the shouts of kids playing football in the street.
Into this gritty symphony arrives Alan Brazil, born June 15th in a city that breeds the game.
He's barely out of nappies when a ball becomes an extension of his left foot. By 13, he's at Celtic Boys Club, a prodigy in green and white hoops, dreaming of the first team, of Ibrox, of everything.
But in the shadows of that clubhouse lurks Jim Torbett, the manager with a smile to wide and hands to lingering.
One afternoon, one incident, one moment Brazil will lock away for 23 years.
The camera doesn't flinch. It just keeps rolling. Cut to 1977. Portman Road, Ipswich. A teenage Brazil steps off the train from Glasgow. £25,000 transfer fee in Bobby Robson's pocket. He's raw, hungry, and already talking like he owns the place.
6 seasons, 210 appearances, 80 goals.
The numbers are cold, but the footage is fire. Brazil ghosting past defenders.
Leathering volleys into the top corner, celebrating with a fist pump that says,
"That's for Govan." The 1980-81 UEFA Cup campaign is pure cinema. First leg against Aris Salonika. He slots the opener. Quarter-finals. Saint-Étienne. He nods in the winner.
The final against AZ Alkmaar at Portman Road. 2 goals. One a screamer from 25 yards that kisses the crossbar on its way in.
The trophy lift under Suffolk floodlights is the stuff of boyhood posters. A year later, he's voted Ipswich Town Player of the Year. The world is watching. Tottenham come calling in 1983. £425,000.
White Hart Lane, another stage. The 1983-80 for UEFA Cup run is less heralded, but no less sweet. Brazil starts both legs of the final against Anderlecht, wins on penalties, claims his second European medal. Scotland caps follow 13 in total, including the 1982 World Cup in Spain, where he lines up against Brazil the country, not the surname, and nearly nicks a goal.
At 27, he's at his peak, strong, sharp, swaggering.
Then the back goes dot. It starts as a niggle, then a stab, then a scream. Discs disintegrate like wet paper.
Acupuncture in Harley Street. Traction in a Suffolk clinic. Praise in a Glasgow chapel nothing holds.
By 1986, the verdict is final. Retire or risk paralysis.
The camera lingers on an empty locker. Studs still muddy. Nameplate already peeling.
Overnight, the striker becomes the unemployed father with a mortgage and 2 young kids. Identity
gone. Income gone. The reel spins into silence. Ipswich High Street, 1987. The black at a pub. Neon snake curling above the door. Brazil's name on the lease. His face on the flyers.
Locals pile in for pints and autographs, singing "Ally, Ally" until closing time. 18 months later, the brewery padlocks the doors.
Whitbread, he says, bled him dry with rent hikes and stock demands. He admits he was never behind the bar anyway, already chasing television gigs.
Bankruptcy papers are signed in a solicitor's office that smells of damp paper and defeat.
The camera zooms in on the final demand letter. Red ink screaming. Rock bottom is a strange place to find a microphone. A guest slot on GMTV talking transfers over cornflakes.
A CEO commentary on Sky where his Glaswegian growl cuts through the polite chatter. A late-night phone-in on Talk Radio UK where callers ring to argue about Rangers, and he argues back louder.
January 2000, talkSPORT launches, and Alan Brazil is handed the breakfast slot alongside Mike Parry.
No script, no filter, just 2 mates arguing over racing results and whether gas is finished.
Ratings explode.
The boozy persona, half truth, half caricature, becomes the brand. Listeners tune in at 6:30 am to hear him slur, morning, punters and mean it. March 2004, Cheltenham Festival.
3 days of Guinness, Damples, and glory.
Monday morning, the talkSPORT studio is empty.
Producers panic.
Listeners flood the switchboard. Where's Brazil? He's asleep in a Cotswolds hotel. Phone of the hook. Tie still knotted from Saturday. Sacked on the spot.
The press feasts. Brazil's booze shame. 3 weeks later. Hundreds of emails later. The station caves. He's back 5:00 fine per no show written into the contract like a badge of honor. The rebellion is now official merchandise. The camera catches him strolling into the studio, sunglasses on, grinning like a schoolboy who's dodged attention, but the darkest reel is still in the can.
Celtic Boys Club, early 1970s. Jim Torbett, the manager with the clipboard and the secrets. One afternoon, one incident, Brazil 13 and trusting.
He buries it deep, plays on, scores goals, wins medals. The memory festers. 1996. The trial. Glasgow Sheriff Court.
Brazil walks in, suit tight, voice steady, eyes burning.
He testifies. Torbet gets 2 years for shameless indecency with 3 boys. Brazil's words crack the dam.
More victims step forward in 2018, 2023. Another trial, another sentence, another cell door slamming.
In a 2004 radio confessional, he says it happened once, that he was strong enough never to return. The rage still crackles. If it was one of my kids, I'd kill the bastard. The camera holds on his clenched fist, knuckles white, wedding ring glinting, that armor becomes the brand. On air, he's the dinosaur who doesn't get depression.
Who scoffs at Robin Williams' suicide in 2014.
Who says leaving kids behind is diabolical, while CEO host Brian Moore pleads for compassion.
Backlash is instant. Twitter storms, petitions, talkSPORT apologies issued in his name, but never by him. Listeners either switch off in disgust or in closure, drawn to the unpolished truth of a man who survived by refusing to bend. Another day, another controversy. Women's football.
CEO host Shabana Hearn mentions Manchester United's plans to boost the women's team.
Brazil shrugs. Nobody round the world's bothered. Hearn fires back. You're a proper dinosaur your granddaughter plays.
The clip goes viral. Millions of views. talkSPORT stands firm, lets the debate rage.
Brazil doesn't apologize. He doubles down.
The armor thickens. The autobiography sums it up. Only here for a visit. A life lived to the full. From park-hit predator to Portman Road prince. From bankrupt publican to breakfast table provocateur. Alan Brazil keeps swinging. The spine is shot. The pub is gone. The secret is out.
Yet every weekday at 6:30 a.m. the red light blinks, and he's their scar tissue, and all reminding a nation that some voices are forged in fire, not focus groups.
The camera pulls back. A Glasgow tenement, a Suffolk pub, a London studio, all connected by one man who refused to stay down. His story isn't linear. It's a series of crashes and comebacks. The UEFA Cups gleam in the cabinet, but the real trophies are the mornings he drags himself to the MIC after another Cheltenham bender. The courtroom where he faced his abuser. The bankruptcy hearing where he signed away the pub but not his name. He's the voice for the bloke in the pub who's sick of being told what to think. The granddad who still calls it the wireless. The punter who bets on the horses because life's a gamble anyway. Love him or loathe him. You can't ignore him.
The reel keeps spinning. The voice keeps crackling. And Alan Brazil scarred. Stubborn and still standing remains the last unfiltered roar of a vanishing Britain.